Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Hi.
Welcome to Ghostlight RPGs. This is Future Reign, a Marvel heroic role-playing game that is using the Cortex Prime system, both of which were designed by Cam Banks, who's a baller.
Wow.
Let's try that one
Kiwi
out.
baller.
You are so
He's
cool.
a Kiwi baller. somebody spread that to Cam for me and let him know that I think so.
I'm gonna get him on the horn.
Yeah. Hey, welcome. So Future Reign. This is it's a Marvel campaign. If that means something new to you, then maybe you should go back and watch the first couple episodes and catch up, because they're really exciting and full of adventure and chaos. There's lots of chaos. Or you could just hang out with us now and jump in, and that's cool too. For this series, we will be using Ko-fi as a tip. What's the word I'm looking for? Tip jar. As a tip jar. So if you would like to gift anything to these lovely faces you see before you, we would really appreciate it. All of those donations go directly to us here. That's it. Let's see. Somebody share that?
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
Somebody did.
Okay.
Somebody
Kelsey
did.
beat me. I was like,
wondering,
Like,
Kofi. No, damn it.
I only saw yours, and so I was confused why. I was like, why isn't it working?
I was
swear
just like,
it
why
worked.
does it keep
It
happening?
worked earlier.
Well, Kelsey slipped in right after me, and I was like, hey, it worked. Oh.
Oh, it wasn't me.
All right.
Classic Kelsey.
Let's talk about who these people are. First of all, my name is Justin. I am the watcher for the night, and the whole stream. Why don't we pass it over to Hollis first?
Hey, man.
Hollis, tell me your name and your character, and also tell me. Okay, so we've been dealing with a lot of X-Men centric stuff these last episodes. So I was thinking, okay, hear me out. If you were going to school at Xavier's Institute for Gifted, what is it? Xavier? No, I had this written down. Hang on. Xavier's School,
Institute.
Xavier's Institute for Gifted Youngsters. Sure. There's a lot of different names that school's had over the time. Anyway, the
Right.
point is, if you were going there, what club or extracurricular activity would you find yourself a part of?
Hi, my name is Hollis Wilhoit. I'm playing Matt Murdock in Daredevil, and if I were to do an extracurricular activity at this school, I think it'd be pep band. Like, I'd follow the graduated X-Men all around as they do their adventures, but like I'm like blowing on my trumpet, just scoring all of their fights.
Yes, that's a good answer. I like that. Pass it on, Hollis.
I'm going to pass it to Graham.
Hello, I'm Graham Ward. He, him are the pronouns I use, and I'll be playing Bruce Banner, who is the Hulk. I am going to think for 1 second about an extracurricular activity that I would engage in as a gifted youngster. I'm going to say chess club, and that's purely because I was literally in the chess club. And I played so much chess in high school that I would walk around and see chess moves in the tile floor, like Queen's Gambit. If anyone's seen the Queen's Gambit, she like plays chess on the ceiling while she's high. Minus the drugs, that was me in high school. So anyway, yeah, I'd probably be in the chess club. Maybe if I was really cool, I'd be like playing chess telekinetically. If I was like in the background of an X-Men scene, I'd be the kid doing that. Anyway. That's it. I'll popcorn it to. Oh gosh, was I second? So I'll popcorn it to Kelsey.
I think Kelsey's having an audio issue. So
Okay, I'll
let's
popcorn
jump.
it to Elise.
Hello, I'm Elise Poehling, she, her, hers. I'm playing Black Widow. And I think my extracurricular activity would be, I'd be in the mutant choir, and or I would probably be in like the mutant history club, like just, you know, cataloging lore and stuff like that. That'd probably be me. So
I'm imagining that like in the X-Men or the Xavier Institute yearbook, everything just says mutant before it.
Mutant choir.
Mutant cafeteria.
Mutants chess club.
It's all about branding. So I think Kelsey's gonna hop off and hop back on, so we might get a little funky here on the video, but while we're waiting, Elise, go ahead and pass it over. Who hasn't gone? Wait.
I will pass it over to Rebecca.
Rebecca hasn't gone. Cool.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Munoz, she, her, and I am playing Rogue. And I don't know. Let me put my thinking cap on. Let me see. Now, if I went to Xavier's school, what would I do? I successfully made it through high school invisible. Like, that was kind of my whole thing, was that people thought I was my twin's younger sister. Like, nobody knew that, like, I was, like, in the same grade as her. I was successfully invisible. So I think if I could do it again, though, and if I was at Xavier's, I would definitely want to be on student council, planning, like, parties and, like, extracurriculars and, like, events and stuff like that, like movie nights out on the lawn. Like, I think I would love to do that and just be so involved in the school, like, and just planning parties. And, like, going off of Graham's thing, I would want to have subatomic manipulation, which means I can make shit out of nothing, so I can make, like, the best fucking parties. Like, I think that's totally what I would want to do.
Amazing. You'd be really good at that. I'd go to those. I'd go to all of them.
These are fantastic answers, you guys.
Kelsea, she, they, Johnny Storm, water polo. Okay.
Water polo.
Just
Water polo?
That's fantastic.
Mutants.
Johnny
water
likes to
polo.
defy
Mutants.
all
Water polo.
odds and also has the ability to affect the temperature of, like, his environment. And so it really is effective in the pool situation.
Oh.
The pool situation.
Pool
Yeah.
situation.
I decided, I think mine would be the theater club, and it would just be like writing down, like taking the I assume that, like, after every mission, like, Scott Summers is back there, like, documenting how the mission went or something, and then I would just go sneak in, steal those files, and then make a play about them to, like, retell what happened, essentially.
Black box theater version.
Yes.
X-Men. X-Men versus Apocalypse, the musical.
Listen, the special effects department is fantastic there. Cool, guys.
Yeah,
Well,
I can't help.
we're gonna move on now, unless you had something that we're moving. What, Rebecca, are you good? What's up?
Nothing important. Go on.
Okay. Drop it in the chat. Okay, let's go ahead and, now that everybody's here, talk about our recap here. So, after being pulled through a portal into an alternate universe 30 years in the future, our 5 heroes have set out on a journey to claim materials needed to make their way home. Currently, we find them mid-battle atop a 1,200-foot tower in Sin City, where Mr. Sinister and his mutates hope to capture them and their valuable, super-powered genetic material. Something he has already done with Wolverine, who has currently been reduced to his adamantium skeleton. Adamantium being the whole reason that our team has come here. It's the first item on their list to get back home. And they do want to go back home. However, after liberating Fisk Lake City from its tyrannical kingpin, is there more to be done here before they leave? I don't know. That's not for me to decide, friends. But first things first, we have to finish this battle. So, I'll remind us all where we ended, where we paused the TV, and then picked it up again on our phone later in the other room. I like those commercials where they do that. It just makes me think of how far we've come as a society, that we're like. I remember. Never mind. I'm gonna go on a rant. Never mind.
No, go on.
Okay. So, the Stratosphere in Sin City. We have somewhere in the midst of the building, Bruce, you have just been clawed across the chest by a mutated, I know the term makes no sense, but mutated beast, who has now squared up with Ruby Summers, an ally of yours, while you try to free what you think is Wolverine from a chemical chamber. Meanwhile, higher up at the top, at what I'm calling the observation deck, we have Daredevil, who has attempted to wield the head of Deadpool in a in a canister of its own. We have Natasha, Black Widow, who is currently being held and converted by a mutated Gambit. We have Johnny Storm, who has been electrocuted by Storm, a mutated Storm, that is. And we have Rogue, who is no longer on that floor because she has pummeled through floor after floor Mr. Sinister himself, who, I'll remind you, seems to have the genetic powers of a few of the X-Men from your time. So, with all of that in mind, I believe we ended with Elise. Elise, you ended on your turn. That was the end of the round. Now at the beginning of the next round, you get to choose who we start with.
Correct. That's right. Because I tried to wrestle myself free and it failed,
And it
correct?
failed, yes.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna pass it down actually to Hulk.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, Banner is kind of cowering in the corner after having done I think a significant amount of progress in trying to get the Logan adamantine remains, at least get them out, right? He's still in the tube, but it's been drained.
Correct.
Is he starting to get fleshy?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, not quite yet. But
All right. So
depending on how
what
that asset goes, we'll see.
Yeah, what I'd like to do is kind of army crawl my way, being puny Banner, army crawl my way, maybe like over back to the terminal. Am I being blocked off by
no.
Beast?
Luckily,
He's kind of tangling with Ruby,
yes,
right?
he is sort of
Okay.
on the side.
So I'll army crawl, like kind of checking her out as I'm going. That might just be Graham. And
Graham.
and I'll try and get to the terminal and like crane myself up to do like the last bit more of typing
Okay.
and get his body online. I want to see if there is something like a flesh schematic, or maybe there's like a reagent that's going to start a reaction of some kind that will like kick his healing factor back in.
Amazing. Yeah. I love that. Let's
Okay.
go ahead and do that. I'll just have you roll against the Doom pool here.
Great. So I'm rolling my science specialty. I'm going to spend my first plot point. We start with 1, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to spend that to also add in my tech specialty.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm
Love that.
I'm buddy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, D8, and then I'll use genius in a bottle for my... Okay,
He's
got
a
a pretty good
genius
score
in a
here.
bottle, baby.
Come and let Logan out. Oh, guys,
Come and let Logan out.
guys, the last like 3 rolls in our previous session, I rolled 2 1s, and I have done it again.
No.
Stop it!
There is some cosmic law that is making me roll once.
Oh no.
So pay me,
Oh no.
Justin.
I will pay you. Gosh. I will pay you for sure. Yeah, I'll add another D8 here.
Okay.
So I'll just pay you 1.
So I get 1 plot point. So I have a total of. I'm gonna go ahead and spend that plot point right now.
Okay.
To make my total 19 with a D8 effect.
Whew, that is what we in the business call a heroic success.
Ooh, well, it's still gonna have the same because it's gonna be D12 for my asset no matter what. I'm using it to bump up that Weapon X Online asset.
That's fair. But narratively,
Yeah.
it is better than just
So heroic.
regular success.
I don't know how you make typing at a terminal heroic, but I'm doing things no one
calculations.
thought possible.
And your hair
Yes.
is like epic.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
It's just like, you know
the
that
formulas are like spiraling around you.
it's like in Bruce Almighty where he's just going so fast
Yes.
that like you can't even see his hands.
So
Okay.
here's what you find, Graham.
Mhm.
You find, as you're typing, Bruce, you pull up like a whole document of the different strains of mutant genetics that Sinister has collected, and you see sort of how he has been able to give himself these special powers and whatnot. And he's got himself like a genetic farm essentially here in this
Mhm.
building, and he can make copies of as many different mutants as he wants essentially. But then you see one that troubles you even more, and you see one that just in all capital letters just says Hulk.
Oh, yeah, of course, right?
Of course.
And
Now
he just acquired this, didn't he?
he did. However, you think your regeneration sort of abilities are not that dissimilar from Wolverine's. His is a mutation, of course, but it might work to jumpstart if you inject a little Hulk DNA into Logan's skeleton.
This is against everything I believe.
Well, and then maybe you won't do it then, but it is a thought you have, maybe.
Yeah. No, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, and it might be worth it.
And you also know that his, like, I'll say this much too. You can tell that this skeleton, this is the OG. This is not a refabrication like some of the other mutates that are around. Now, you don't know what could happen. Maybe he'll regenerate on his own over the next weeks. Who knows?
Weeks, pish posh. We're in desperate situation. I'm gonna do it, and assuming that can go along with my action, maybe, or do I need to?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll start the process. Yeah.
No, I think that that's you raising this to a D12 is
Okay,
starting that
cool.
process.
So there's like a Westworld like needle arm that like
Yeah.
comes in and starts like
Yeah.
putting in Hulk DNA into his skeleton.
Yeah.
Did I
That
say West
process
Wing?
Starts. No,
You
you
said
said
world.
Westworld.
Okay, good.
But that would be wild if you said West. You know, like a West
You know we would have called you
style
on
needle.
it, so
Yeah.
Amazing,
then-
amazing.
Then I'm gonna pass it to Sinister.
Okay. So Sinister is. I have to hold my headphones. Getting pummeled left and right by Rogue. Rogue, you notice though, as you're punching him, this truly sinister smile on his face as you're doing it. It's we we tossed it over last week when you were talking about punching him through the floor. We talked about Spider-Man No Way Home and about that scene. To pull another moment from that scene, where you know Peter's just punching Norman and he's just got that smile the whole time.
Yes.
That's what this is. You finally kind of land on a floor that just doesn't break underneath you. Sinister,
I'm so scared.
bleeding but smiling, looks to you and says, "Oh, I had no idea you packed such a punch. And with that, his quick move essentially, you feel yourself like almost like being constricted, like your body feels tight all of a sudden. I'm gonna roll here for him and see how this goes. Jimmy, things out. Hang on 1 second. Okay. There we go. Alright, so we got... Okay. Cool. Go ahead and roll a reaction roll here, Rebecca.
Okay. Ooh! I got a 1.
Okay. You did.
Don't sound too happy.
Let's see. I will buy your 1 to up this D8 to a D10.
Uh-huh.
Which perfectly reflects what's about to happen here. Yeah, good question, chat. Doompool's looking nasty. So, okay, my total here is a 16 with a D10 effect.
Ooh.
I got a 17 with a D10.
Dang.
Nice.
I am sweating. I
Okay.
was like, you said D10, and I was like, man, it's over. It's over,
It's
baby.
over, man.
It's all over, man.
So you can feel his sort of power start to sort of like try to grasp onto you, and you sort of just break free of it before it has a hold. He sort of pushes away from you and stands up, wiping the blood from his lip, and you two are literally just mano a mano here on a empty floor. It looks like this, like he never converted this floor for his purposes, so it's covered. I mean, there's like some tables and some, for the most part, it's just a pretty blank canvas for you to, I mean, just the two of you. So that's his turn, however. Didn't go his way, so he is going to pass it to you, Rogue.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Well, she feels that constricting power. Why am I talking while I'm trying to build a roll? This is dumb, Becca. Okay. Okay, so, she feels that constricting power, and like she like breaks free of it, and like they split off, and she like is like taking off her gloves, and she says, "You ain't seen nothing yet, Shug." And she like goes right back towards him, hands bare, and she's gonna try and like just grasp the side of his head and do mimic, and that
Yes.
is, hang on, I'm reading my instructions.
You're good.
That is a, okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna use mimic. So I used my mimic, so it's a D12 in this, and that is a 21 with a D10.
Whoa.
Fucker. And I would like to use my PowerPoint to make a complication. Well, I'd like to use the power drain asset to make a complication, and the PowerPoint to take a SFX from his power set that he has.
Oh, okay. You're gonna use power drain. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Is that right?
Let me roll
Is
for
that
him.
right?
I believe
Yeah,
so.
so
I think you did it right.
so whatever your effect die is becomes a power of his that you now have.
Okay.
And
If he
and you
beats me,
can
I'm
use
gonna
the
cry.
SFX off of his power set.
Okay. If he beats me, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, I'm not
You
quite.
beat me.
I know I don't have enough actually. Even if I was trying to do the math, and if I added one from the Doom pool, it still wouldn't be enough. I did roll a 1 as in addition, by the way.
Oh, I only have. Wait.
So, yeah, that's a success for you. So so your effect die will become okay. What? Let's see. You get a power set or a power trait?
One power trait.
Yeah, I get an SFX from a power set.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. But your effect die, which was a D10,
Yes.
becomes a power trait
Yes.
for you
Sorry.
to use. Right. Okay. No, just double checking. So, there's a lot of different powers floating around inside of Sinister at the moment. Which one do you
Ew.
think you want to pull out? Do you want his optic blast? Do you want his telekinesis? Do you want his ice beams? Or do you want his healing factor? Those are the 4 that are swirling around inside of him.
Ooh. I'm caught between telekinetic and healing factor. What do you guys think? Help. Chat,
Now-
help.
Telekinetic?
What'd you say?
What? Is it telekinetic you said?
Telekinesis, yeah.
Oh, telekinesis. Yeah, so
I-
like moving things
I'd go.
That'd
with
be
that.
fun.
or healing.
I think since you don't have stress.
That's
Use a
true. I'm
telekinetic.
a pretty stress-free gal. No wrinkles. Okay, telekinesis. Let's do that.
Amazing. So give yourself add yourself a D10 trait, telekinesis, and
I'm sweating. I'm so excited.
That's
Rebecca,
awesome.
as you do this, as Rogue puts her hands on him, she says this, and you feel the power, sort of just like start to like pulse away from him as it comes into you. You felt this dozens of times before. This one feels particularly icky, and it's because usually, when you do this, there is how do I phrase this? I think you're feeling powers to you, at least in my mind, and you can kind of add to this what you want, are like unique songs or something, right?
Mhm.
And so each one sort of has its own rhythm and its own melody. This is a cacophony of sound inside of him. It doesn't feel right. And although you are able to sort of grab hold of one strand and sort of yank it, it just feels like all of the pitches are out of order, it's the same song, but it's sort of like a dissonant chord or something.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
with that, you also tap into some memory. And
Oh.
you witness, sort of flashing through, like you did before with Thunderball, in this first-person perspective from Sinister's point of view, where you see a unconscious Logan strapped to a table, naked, as he again unconscious, and you see all these needles and whatnot being injected into him. You see him suddenly come to life, wake up, and sort of just kind of go a little nuts, a little berserk. He tries breaking free, but he is sort of calmed down, whether through drugs or through something else, just sort of into his slumber once more. And your vision sort of pans over just to the other side of the room, where you see Mystique. She is standing there, and it's like a dream where the words don't really make sense as you are hearing them and whatnot, but you get the sense that there was some exchange here, and there's even like a Sinister reaches out for a handshake. She denies the handshake, but walks away with a bag and leaves. And it really spells out to you. You think Mystique is the one who brought Wolverine to Sinister.
Ooh. Oh, Mama. What have you done?
And as you think that, you kind of pulled back into reality here. And amazing turn. Who do you want to pass it to? Oh, if you want to say something, you go for it.
So when I use Power Drain, I get to make a complication, right? Or do I get to do Power Drain or?
So the Power Drain is a
or
complication.
Okay. Oh, I'm not looking at 20. I'm sorry. Hang on.
Let's read this real quick and make sure
Yeah.
we get it right.
Oh,
You
sorry.
successfully use Mimic in an action or reaction, create a Power Drain asset or complication using one of the opponent's powers. The effect die is the same as the chosen powers. Okay, so we might have got that a little off.
Yeah,
Basically,
you're right.
Yeah.
Basically, you get to choose whether you want an asset or complication. Do you want to benefit from his power, or do you want him to, lose his power, essentially? It's one or the other, I guess.
Oh. I'm gonna use it.
Sure.
I want to throw shit with my mind.
So essentially keep what you had, and the telekinesis actually was a D10 anyway, so it stays the same for you. It just it becomes an asset, not a trait.
Okay,
And
got it.
It's also in addition to your normal effect.
In addition to.
Yeah, this is in addition to your normal effect. So you used Mimic
Gotcha.
in an action or reaction. So in addition to your normal effect, you create a Power Drain asset or complication.
Sweet.
And then if you want to use the SFX from that, it's situation. You just spend a plot point in the future while you've got that asset in play.
Oh,
on a case by case.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what the
The
SFX
hamster
is for.
on the wheel is turning now. We're good. Okay. I'm gonna pass
It's a super complicated way to do that.
I'm gonna pass it to Kelsea.
Sorry. So real quick, just to make sure we get all this out. So the asset you're taking from him, that's in addition to your regular effect. So your regular effect, Rebecca, is a D10. What effect would you like that to take then? Is that what you're saying, Graham?
Yeah. It could be stress or it could be a complication.
Yeah.
Let's just make it a stress.
Sure. Which kind?
Let's do it'd be, I think, physical, because it's sucking kind of an energy out of him, a power source out of him. So I imagine that would be literally draining on a person.
Sure.
Awesome.
Great. Okay.
Cool. Sorry. Got this.
No. That's the first time you've actually used it, so I'm excited to get that out there. Let's see.
Alright.
Go ahead and pass it.
Kelsea,
Yeah.
get him.
So I'm going to. Something I realized is that my flight is not just normal flight. It's like fast as hell. So I'm going to get the hell out of there. And what is the climate of the building? Is it in a glass building, like at the top?
The observation deck has glass all around it, yeah.
So I'm just going to shoot into it, is my goal, is to fly up there really fast and then shoot into it and join the fray so that I can help. I realize that like Storm is not okay and she's not going to be my main fight right now.
Okay, sure. So you blast into when you say shoot into, do you mean like shoot your body into or just blast shots into?
No, I'm going to fly my body in there.
Okay, cool. Blast into it. Inside, you see Gambit. It has a hand over Natasha's face and is like smothering her with his like his body is like distorting.
Gross.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
It's like, okay, well then I'm going to grab him from behind, and my goal is to grab him by the neck, like from behind.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use my complication in that as well by making physical contact. So not only am I trying to melt the guy, but I'm also trying to just like throw every piece of energy I have at him. And I would like to at the same time kick Black Widow like safely in the gut to get her away if possible.
Cool.
Okay. I'm going dice, baby.
Dice, baby.
So I get to pick 2 dice. Is that what it is?
For your total? Oh, you mean for the... Wait.
For my total.
That's for area. Oh, yeah. For your total, just, 2 dice.
Damn. 12.
Do you want... Okay.
There's 1-1 as well.
1-1.
1-1.
Okay. Let's see. How do I want to play this? Let's see. I will give you a plot point for your one.
Okay.
And I will add D6 here. Okay. Johnny, I rolled an 18 with a D12 effect here. Oh,
That's
you know what?
Unfortunate.
Lucky
What?
for you, I rolled the wrong dice pool. That's Mr. Sinister's. Hang on a second. I was like, there's no D12s in the mutates dice pool. What the hell? Okay,
Oh my
sorry.
God,
Give me
okay.
a second. Sorry, that's my
I
bad.
mean, 12 is a bad roll. So I will not be surprised if you win, just hopefully
Sure.
not by that much.
But hopefully not with a D12 effect.
Yeah, but a heroic with a D12 is a wah-wah for me.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah. I'm actually going to take the lower just so that I can use a D10 effect. So, okay, that is going to be a 14 with a D10 effect. When I say that, because I'm going to spend a D10 from the Doom pool to use it on you. I'm going to say this actually... So, you were attacking a mutate. I'm gonna, kind of, in a roundabout way, allow this to affect all the mutates. So, I'm going to spend the D10 from the Doom pool to use my effect back on you, Johnny. So this is going to be a D10 on you. And I'm going to use it to up your complication. Lightning runs through it to a D12.
Okay. Okay.
And basically how this works is you got up there and you go to grapple Gambit. And as soon as you do, he sort of shifts out of the way. And you just, before you even have a chance to turn and see it, a lightning blast from Storm, she had nobody else to tango with out there, so she was feeling lonely. Came down, blasts you, upping your complication there. So, yeah, Graham, when you get a sec, if you could just move
to D12.
to D12. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
The Doom pool's bad. Kelsea, who do you want to pass it to?
I guess my option is Daredevil.
Yo. I think I'm still really, really sad that the head pool move didn't work.
That feels like so freaking long ago.
I know.
That was your
14 years
last
ago.
action.
But I've been just like staring at the ground, ruminating on how cool it would have been. In fact, maybe out loud, just a little under his breath, he said, "Oh, that would have been so cool."
Yeah.
And-
and you hear a voice say, "Yeah, it would have, but you kind of blew it, bud."
Yeah.
Deadpool's just looking up at you talking.
Son of a bitch, I don't suffer fools. And so then I think I turned, because I am in the room where Black Widow is being gooped, right?
Correct, yes.
Yeah. I think then I say, this'll have to do. And I get my swing line out. I'm going to try to wrap it around his neck, trying to get him to pass out so we can maybe interrogate him. I'm not looking to kill him. I just want to interrogate him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go make that roll, baby.
Yeah, baby. I am going to roll Man Without Fear with a D4 and buy a plot point just because I am still a little bit damaged from the Fisk fight.
Yeah.
I have a buddy, and I'm gonna say that this is some menace I'm throwing at you up in here. You're gonna make me lose my mind. All right, rolling now. Okay, I've got a 7 with a D10 effect. However, I do have a radar sense that allows me to re-roll, y'all. So I'm going to use that if that is okay.
Spend a plot point and you can do it.
Spending a plot point. Oh, that's so much better. Okay, I've got a 16 with a... Yeah, 16 with a D10 effect.
What was your first roll? I'm just curious.
Oh, it was bad. It was like a
7?
like a 7 with
Wow.
a D8 or something.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, buddy, that is enough to succeed.
All right, then I'm going to just sprint towards Gambit. My swing line's nice and ready. I wrap it around his neck, and I just start kind of like riding him, trying to think of something cool and superhero-y to say. I say "giddy up" and immediately regret it, and I just get him to the ground, trying to get him to pass out.
Yeah, just kind of tackle him down. What's your effect die?
D10.
And you wanted that to be... You want that just knock off one of the D8s?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, we'll mark that the mutates down to 2d8 as you wrap around and just like hold, and for a moment, like your what do you call it? What's between the belly
swing line?
The swing line, kind of like is pushing into his neck
putty.
so deep. It's like it is like putty, where it starts like seeping out a little bit. Similar to when Hulk was pummeling them so hard that they were just turning into like goop. But you do this and successfully remove. So you knock off one of the mutate things. That's great.
Yeah.
And then I'm also going to go ahead and get rid of the complication for Black Widow. That's the conversion complication. She is no longer in that situation.
Amazing.
Nice.
So, that.
Let's see. I got to pass it
was
to another
the
mutate,
turn.
right?
Yeah, I think they're the last ones left.
Yes, I believe you do.
All right. Pass it on to a mutate.
Okay. So the mutates are gonna go. Let me do this real quick. Boop. Great. The mutates. Let's see. We've got Storm and Beast left. Okay, the mutates, we'll start with Storm while we're up here. Storm has landed and is walking her way over to the group of you, and she kind of does a big spin move, and wind just starts flying all around the room, breaking the glass as it enters, and like the whole top of this tower, this observation deck, just starts like it becomes like a big tornado essentially. So this is going to be I'm gonna say this is on dang, I don't want to keep picking on Johnny. But
I can take it.
yeah, all right, good. I think she's picking on you. All right, so go ahead and roll a reaction here for me, Kelsea.
Okay. Luckily, I'm in a room full of my team now, so I've at least got that going for me. Oh god. Hate that. She's doing wind. You said?
Yes. She's doing wind, yes.
She's doing wind.
Yeah.
Is that like the most cute way of saying that? From now on, doing wind is it. Okay.
Yes. So let's see. I'm the actor here. I got. Where'd my other die go? There it is. Okay, I got a 15 with a D8 effect. Yo. Becca, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I don't know where my camera went.
Uh-oh.
No clue.
Quantum realm.
It's a weird day for cameras, apparently, everybody.
It is.
Yes.
I'm so sorry, y'all. Hang on.
It's all good. I think our orientation isn't messed up.
Yeah, it's somehow stuck with it.
Yeah, that's what people say sometimes, but honestly, we were born this way. That was good, right?
That was commendable, yes. It's good. I liked it.
Commendable. That's how I want everyone to compliment my jokes.
Commendable.
I'm
It was a
sorry.
commendable
I
attempt
have
at humor.
no idea what happened. My computer just made the disconnected noise, and then my camera went bye-bye.
Well, we're glad you're
That was
back, and
weird.
that's all that
Sorry.
matters. Kelsey, what did you
Continue.
get?
I got a 13
Okay.
with a D10 effect die.
All right. So not quite enough.
Well, I'm incapable of rolling well, so
Well, damn it.
do
I
what
feel
you
that.
want to do, I guess.
Trying to think of all my options here.
Please imagine me as that Elmo meme where it's just fire but with these arms.
I think, Johnny, you
I'm so sorry. I might have messed that up. What was I supposed to do with my complication?
nothing.
Take it away.
I add it to my roll.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. Which is
Good
why I got as good as I did, because honestly, the mutates aren't looking great. But
Good.
Johnny, I think that here's what I'm gonna do. I think that the D8 effect is going to hit you
Okay.
in your lightning runs through it complication, which will essentially knock you out of the scene.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's never happened
Yeah.
to us before,
So,
right?
so you're not stressed out, which means you don't take trauma.
Right.
But narratively, you're
So
bumped out.
she whips around. She whips you around. I mean, all of you really, but the Natasha and Daredevil with Deadpool tucked under his arm are sort of holding on. Johnny, I think you just get, because of the way that this like electricity is sort of like pulsing through your body. You go to reach for something and you just like jolt and it hurts and you can't. And I don't know if Johnny's ever got knocked out of a fight like this.
No. And Johnny doesn't feel pain very much, honestly. Like, he's usually not affected by that. So he's overwhelmed.
So
Like,
you go reach and shock and your body just starts flying through the air, but you're Johnny Storm. You fly circles around everybody. Like, you are you don't know what it's like to be not in control, flying through the air. This is insane. But you're whipping around the room until finally you just whoosh, glass breaks and you are shot out of the tower, like kind of flailing and flying, just until you finally catch your wits of yourself and flame on just in time to smack into a rooftop. So you're fine, but you are essentially, how you can just kind of describe it however you want.
I'll also say that, like, I've lost control in a way that hasn't happened since I first got my powers.
Yeah.
Like, usually I've got it pretty well on lock and I'm very skilled with them.
Yeah.
And so I hit and incinerate and just take out the entire building like supernova in one go. And it's very much, I'm confidence shaken, and I do get like sort of knocked out over there and I'm just sort of dazed.
Amazing.
Jeez.
All right. I will turn it over to Beast now, who is basically just going to run at. He kind of pushes Ruby away and is coming at you again, Bruce. Let's just see if he hits.
Okay. I'm gonna add Ruby to my reaction pool,
Absolutely.
if
Yeah.
that's-
You should.
You better.
You better. Please do. In fact. Oh, shnikes. Well, don't worry too much, bud, because I got a 6.
Okay. I'm
With
gonna
a
use
D10
my
effect.
I'm gonna use my distinction as a D4.
Mhm.
Hinder. What is it? Sorry. Don't make me angry, because I'm like worried and defensive about getting riled up and hulking out.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get a plot point for that. And then the thing is, I can't really add most of my specialties. You know, I've got a covert specialty, and I'll use that just as like a, you know, probably a move that Black Widow once taught me, where I like grab onto, maybe there's like a safety rail or something on one of the gantry staircases, and I try to do like a little swing around and like awkwardly. Bruce Banner is not good at this.
Yes.
You've watched enough battle to figure this out, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I rolled no ones, which is better than I've done in a week. Okay, my total is 14.
Oh, hell
Ooh.
yeah. All right. So that blows my total out of the water here as Beast like gallops towards you, kind of on his hands, kind of kicking his feet forward. Ruby, who he pushed out of the way, like I picture the shot where he like pushes her out of the way and he just comes at you, and then we see his like the scruff of his neck kind of get yanked back because Ruby wasn't done with him, and so she like kind of holds him away from you just by the fur of his neck, and she kind of yells at you, we ready to get out of here or what?
Getting there.
Well, hustle up! And that is the mutate's turn.
Hey, I know I'm out of it, but can I spend a plot point?
I don't know what the rules are.
Depends on what you want to do.
I want to have Ruby join the fight.
Have Ruby join the fight. How does that work? What do you mean by that?
Isn't that a thing where she's not one of the people, but like if I spend a plot point, then she can be for this fight? Or is that not a thing?
I think you might be thinking of XP.
Oh.
You can spend XP to bring someone in.
Gotcha.
But she
Can I
kind of
do
is
that?
in the fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
How are we using her? Is she just doing it?
so allies are called extras, which are essentially they are represented by a single die that anybody can add to their pool as long as it narratively makes sense. So she's down there with Bruce, so he keeps adding her to his dice pool every time he rolls.
Got it. Okay, never mind.
Well,
yeah.
I have once.
Okay, well he's only done it once.
Yeah.
But
I should have been.
yeah, that's
But
a
yeah,
great
she's
thought,
kind of
Kelsea.
stuck with me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I remember that device now. She's the one fighting in your group.
Okay, the mutates are
I
going to
need
pass
a
it
bodyguard.
over to Sinister.
Oh, you dirty boy.
I know. I'm sorry. The mutates pass it to Sinister. Sinister is down on this level with you, Rogue. He just wiped the blood from his lip. You're squaring off here. I'm sorry. He did that. You did that. You did the thing with his mind and everything. And he after you're finished with that, he looks to you. He's a little shaken. I think for the first time maybe since, you've been here, he actually looks a little like, what the hell? Just what did you do? What happened? He says, think also, sorry, real quick, he's also drained a bit more. I know that mechanically it doesn't reflect, but he is sort of in that place. And so he says, You are not like the others. You and I, we could do many great things. Don't you see? You're never going back.
Ooh.
You could stay here, and you could die, like the other heroes, or you could look around you. No one bothers me. No one cares what I do. You could stay here, with me. I know you, Rogue. You walked a path of villainy once before, and you enjoyed it, didn't you? You're just like your mother. And he's walking towards you. He tries to reach out a hand to your cheek to touch your face. Do you allow it or not?
I'll allow it. That's kind of a dumb move, but you can go for it.
He just sort of strokes your cheek. You can actually, you don't notice in the moment, but you see now that he's sort of wiping is it sweat? Or
Probably,
is it a tear?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's for you to decide. But he's wiping something off your cheek. And then you see he kind of brings it back and just licks it.
Ow, he's gonna make it gross.
Oh,
I told you this was rated R, you guys.
it's still fucking creepy.
It's fucking creepy as fuck.
Yeah,
Sinister.
rated
It's
R.
so
for
sinister.
Creepy.
It's so sinister. I
It's
love
in
it.
his
Keep
name.
going. Keep going.
Okay. While he's talking to you, you, I think, are distracted enough that, well, let's just see what happens here. I'm gonna roll. Go ahead and roll a reaction for me. This is specifically about your senses and what you can perceive about the room right now. And don't forget to add a D10 because of his stress. Excuse me.
I am doing 2 4s for a plot point because I think he kind of shook her a little bit with what he said about her mama. So she's a little
Love that.
distracted.
It should just be 1-4, but I do like what you're
Oh,
saying.
1 4.
Yeah.
I will subtract that 4. Okay.
Love that. Yeah, give yourself a plot point. Here we go.
Okay. It's all of the noises are happening right now.
I'm actually going to spend a die to add another die to my total.
Ooh, you probably don't need to, but okay.
Well, just to be safe. Look,
Just to be safe.
I got this close last time, and I didn't get it, so
That's true.
I'm
That's
not
true.
taking that chance again.
That's fair. This one is much less impressive.
Okay,
but go
well, I went all out on this one, so
ahead.
this is gonna be a 21 to hit, with
my heart.
a D10 effect.
13 with a D10.
Oh.
Okay,
I am shooketh.
now question for Graham: do heroic successes only go for the heroes?
I
Or
mean,
does that apply
No.
to?
I think it goes
that's
both ways.
Okay. Okay. So then that would be a D12 effect. Rogue, this is going to be emotional stress on you. D12. As he is talking to you, you don't notice as these metal, they're like liquid metal almost, tubes are wrapping around your legs, like your ankles, and sort of climbing their way up your legs and up your body. You don't feel at first as they start to poke into you. Just little pricks up your legs. And you're sort of lost in. I mean, you tell me where's Rogue's head at as this is happening.
I think she's thinking back on like that memory she just got from Sinister of her mom betraying Logan, and of course of all of these past bad things she's done, and it has been a fear of hers of what if they don't go home, they don't get home. Everyone she loved is back there. There's nothing here for her, and outside of Nightcrawler. And so if she's trapped here forever, that's it. And so she is starting to feel that it's been a buzz in her brain, but now it's starting to get a lot louder of this fear of what do I do? Like this might not work. What if it doesn't work? And so she's caught up in all of that, and that maybe this is all she can do in this world.
Yeah. And by the time that as you're thinking through that, your legs, your torso, your arms are all covered in these like little metal, like almost wires, but they seem to be like pricking into you in different places essentially. And with that, Sinister is going to pass it to Black Widow.
All right, so I'm upstairs with Storm and everyone, correct? Yeah.
Wind is blowing all around, whipping its way around.
Yes, and my complication is gone. Is that correct as well? Since Gambit is off of me, the complication is also gone?
Yes. The
Okay.
complication is gone, Graham. If we could... Thank you so much. I guess I could have done that. That was an easy thing to do.
Oh, no, I just wanted to make sure that I had it right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think as I'm whipped around and just kind of like sliding backwards, I'm just going to give an electric blast to Storm. If that's okay. That's what I'm going to do.
Of course.
Okay. Let me make my roll. I rolled 1-1. And would you like to buy it?
Would you like to buy this vowel? Yes, I will buy it. Sure.
Great, super duper.
I'm gonna up the D8 to a D10.
Yay! Okay.
Graham, remind me, what does the doom pool need to be at for me to end the scene how I want to?
2d12.
Great, thank you.
And if you don't choose to end the scene, you can also just let me Hulk out and rampage. Oh, I guess that only applies if I'm hulked out already.
Right. Okay.
Let's see here. I rolled. Okay, so I rolled 15 with a D8 effect.
Amazing. And this is on Storm, right?
Yes.
Boy, oh boy. I rolled a 1.
I'm gonna spend my plot point, if that's okay, to activate that opportunity. I can finish what you're doing on there. Go figure out what that means. Narrative.
Sure. So anyway, yeah, I got a total of 9, so you're good.
Yeah.
Success. What was your total?
15.
That's a heroic success.
Alrighty.
Up that die. What was your effect?
So my effect was a D8, so now it's a D10.
It's killer. That's exactly what you need to knock off one of these D8s.
Yes.
All right. So, tell me, describe for me how you take Storm out of the fight.
Awesome. So yeah. Gambit was just wrestled off of me, a little foggy, and then this wind just whips around, and instinctually the adrenaline wakes me up. I'm just pushed back. And that Black Widow pose that she always has. And I see Storm raging, and I just send an electric blast her way.
Awesome. Yeah. ironically, Storm being taken out by electricity. But I think you hit her right in the little diamond on her forehead.
Ooh, yeah.
And just like, just the body convulses, and then just kind of steps back, falls out the window.
Ooh.
Phenomenal.
Wow.
So someone like stepped back. Was it Storm? You said she
Storm,
stepped back.
yeah. Just like convulsing, kind of with the electricity, and just sort of stepped back out the window in silence. Just
Okay, so that electricity is going to arc out, and in addition to what else it's doing, it's going to strike like a generator on the side of the tower.
yeah.
And with the plot point or the opportunity that I activated, I'm going to just knock the doom pool, one die in the doom pool, down to D8
Cool.
for one use.
For one use.
Or have we been playing that I can just knock one out?
I don't.
Oh, it has to be. What did you roll the opportunity on?
A
What die
D8.
was it? A D8? Okay, so I'll just knock it down from a D10 to a D8.
Right.
Basically, because I want to make it easier for me to do my next action as I'm trying to get Weapon X online. So maybe like the generator goes like, and suddenly there's like additional power to my little science setup.
Yeah, a power
Hell yeah.
surge. Now, Graham, to be clear, is that for the next use, or is that total, permanent?
It's
now.
It's supposed to be you can knock a die up or down for one use.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know how that affects the doom pool. Like you can give it a call, whatever you think makes sense.
Yeah. I like that you guys. I don't know. Is that too powerful? Cam, what do we do, Cam? Yeah, let's just say one use. I think that's fine for now.
Okay.
Unless that
So
doesn't
next
feel
time
like
someone
enough.
rolls against the doom pool, is that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That was it for me.
That was
That was me.
Black Widow's turn.
I think I will send it actually on over to Bruce.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is my moment.
Hell yeah.
I'm like carefully monitoring my breathing and my pulse heart rate as I'm working, because things are getting very tense and stressful. But I'm going to make one final attempt to charge up Logan and see if I can get, that's our objective, right? So I'm going to get him, and I'm going to say to the team, I'm almost there. Everyone get ready to extract. And then I'm going to roll.
Great.
Okay, so I'm on Buddy. I'm going to add Ruby, as I should have been doing. Then using my tech specialty to try and just finish this process. Is there anything else I need? Genius in a bottle. Here we go. All right, I rolled a 1. And a lot of 2s. Wow. Okay. Well, dag nabbit. Okay, darn. All my D8s rolled 2s.
I'll buy you one.
Can I use that right away?
I think we allowed that last time. Yeah, I think we
Great.
allowed Elise to use it last time.
I love it.
But what that means is, because it allows me to up the lowest die in the Doom pool.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So,
but at least it's not a D12. Like it would.
Well, I was gonna say, since they're all D10s, wouldn't that become a D12? Since the D8's temporary, I'm using it right now.
Well, but this is my action against the Doom pool, right? So this is still the one use. It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I guess I'm. Yeah, okay. I
Is that fair to say?
No, it's just I already rolled my reaction. So.
Oh, but you
should I roll a D10 instead of a D8 then?
Well, you can't roll. You can't roll the reaction right until I finalize my total.
Okay, gotcha. Then great.
It's like sequence-wise, you haven't rolled that yet.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, I'm not trying to dispute you, but I have a 10, so I'm just trying to work with what I got here. 10 with a D8 effect.
Okay.
To step up my Weapon X online.
All right. Love that. So I will roll 2d10 and a d8. Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
I did get a 12.
Ah! All right. That's right. Damn it.
Yeah. Okay, well, basically, the power surge kind of happens, and as you say that, I'm close to extraction, I think in that moment, just like the power surged, and then all the power shuts off
Oh.
in the room. It's completely dark. The light from the monitor goes dark, and the power's just down now. You did use your 12 asset on that, right?
I didn't.
Do you want to?
Shall I?
Just
Is
see.
it too late?
Just see. Let's find out what happens.
All right. I'm rolling the green d12.
Come on, green.
It's a 3.
Always bet on green.
Oh no!
All right.
It's meant to be.
All right. Well,
Oh, you tried.
who?
Yeah. All right,
Yes. As it goes
I'll
dark,
pass it
who you-
to. I just don't know. Daredevil and Rogue, are you together?
We're no. I'm with Black Widow, and we're
Right in the
villainless
mutates.
upstairs.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're villainless.
Aren't we?
You are now. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because
nobody to deal
Beast
with
is
up
with
there.
me.
Yeah, I've got Sinister.
Okay, then I'll pass it to Rogue. See if he can.
Okay, let's see if I
Close
can
this
get
one.
out of this. Oh, that's a terrible time for that to close. Hang on. Okay. I don't know why, but that new data file for Rogue I got keeps like closing. Like it keeps saying there's nothing to show here.
Oh, weird.
Hang on. I'm gonna pull it up on Discord. So, I'll just do it on Discord. So I'm going to try and get out of this roll. Oh, it's so fuzzy. Sorry, hang on. So she's gonna try and get out of this hold that he
Okay.
has on her.
Yeah, of course.
Not what I wanted. Okay. And it's gonna be with my
Like Graham said, I
D10.
can't roll my reaction yet. So I shouldn't have done that. Sorry.
And
You
so
roll first.
before I roll, do I need to declare that I'm using a plot point to see if I can boost? Or do I do that after I roll?
If it's to add to your pool, then you have to do it before. If it's to add to your total once you've already rolled, then obviously you do it after you roll.
Okay, I'm gonna hold off and see if I'm gonna use it after, because that last roll was.
Okay.
And it adds to the total.
So
You
yeah,
can, yeah.
if you do
I
it
can- I
after
choose
the
the-
fact, then one of the dice you rolled, you basically add 3 to your total instead of just 2 dice.
Okay.
Boom, crack.
Okay. Then that's what I'm gonna do. I might get out of this. Guys, this might work. Okay. So that is a 29 with a D10.
What?
Whoa. Oh.
29.
So remember, for
Holy
every
shnikes.
5 you get, it bumps up the effect one more time. Every 5 of your margin of success.
29. I don't think I've ever heard a roll so high. That's insane.
Wow.
I got two
That's amazing.
two 10 D10s and then
Yeah.
one 9 D10.
Phenomenal.
And that's why I was like, no, yeah, I want to buy it. I want
Well,
to buy it.
Unreal.
Good for you.
We have witnessed
Nice.
history on this
Oh,
day.
and I rolled really well.
No, don't say that.
But even so, I don't know.
Oh, he got a 30.
Yeah. Does a 45 beat you?
I got a 10 and a 9, and I got an 8. If I wanted to add that in, it would be an 8, but it's still only 27. So, yeah.
It's still not quite.
Uh,
So sorry.
freaking amazing. Yeah, You succeed.
Okay.
Talk to me how you do this.
So, yeah, Sinister's definitely gotten in her mind. She's remembering all these terrible things she's done. You know, she used to be a terrorist, a mutant terrorist, blowing up buildings, stealing things, you know, causing mischief and mayhem. And then when she stole Carol Danvers' powers and put her in a coma, she took out Miss fucking Marvel and still hasn't quite been been forgiven from that, and by herself or Marvel. And she's just thinking about all these terrible things, but then she thinks about the day she went to Xavier's mansion and asked him for help, and training with the X-Men and becoming an X-Men, and meeting Gambit and having all of these wonderful experiences. And I think that bolsters her enough that using that telekinetic power, she like uses it to like rip all those tendrils off of her. Right, because they're tendrils.
Yeah.
And so like using that, she just banishes them from her. And I wanted to do something else, but I don't think I can.
You can do whatever you want, honestly.
Oh, okay. Well, and she just like looks at him, and like, you know, her eyes might be glowing a little bit from that telekinetic power, and she says, "All these years, you trying to collect powers like the trinkets. Face it, Sinister, you're just a cheap version of me." And she's gonna grab him by the face again, and she's just gonna plant one on him, and she's gonna she's just gonna pull as much as she can out. She's just gonna drain the fuck out of him.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Eat
Just go
him.
She's eat him.
The shock on your face, and you feel like the body like convulsing as he drops to his knees, and you're not letting go, and he starts falling to the ground, and you're not letting go, and you feel all the life, all of the energy just suck out of him. Are you planning on stopping before killing him or not? And I'll add, if it helps you make this decision, you are at a D12 emotional stress?
I am.
So
Yeah. She's her memories are flooding. She's thinking about back with her first kiss with Cody, when she put him in a coma, the first boy she ever kissed, and she's gonna drain him dry.
And you do.
Oh, nasty.
As you see Sinister, without his genetic enhancements, without his beautiful upgrades that he's given himself, he is a haunting, ghoulish nightmare of a person, if you could even call him that at this point. And you stand there over his body, and you feel violence, you feel arrogance, you feel madness circling around your brain. Now, I will say, just mechanically speaking, because this wasn't a power drain in that way, this will fade. It'll go away like it usually does. But for now, you have to deal with the fact that there is a madman living inside of your head.
Ugh.
But the threat is done. You, Bruce, in the darkness, just hear kind of a sloppy gloop as you see Beast just dissolve.
I literally make that noise. Oh.
And we will pick this up again after a quick break to see
Woo!
what happens
Holy
next.
shit.
Well done, Rebecca.
Oh, bravo.
I don't know how I feel about that, y'all.
Bravo.
Mm.
Y'all, I was prepared to do some double D12, end the scene. I was like, ooh, where are we going to go? I'm
Close.
excited. I wasn't expecting this. So you stopped me from having my fun, but this was better.
I'm sorry.
No, it's good. I'll do it one day. All right, y'all, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in about 5. I always say 5. It's usually 10. So between 5 and 10 minutes, let's be honest. We'll
Great.
see you right back here soon. Welcome back, everybody. We're back here for part 2 of this episode. I don't even know. Is this episode 5, you guys? Is anybody?
5.
Okay, thank God.
5. Wow.
Is this something you guys are doing to me now?
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah.
Because I swear I thought I saw somebody's mouth move, but no sound was coming out. Every time it gets me.
We don't want to interrupt you, Justin.
I panic for just like a moment. Okay, my goodness. Thanks for the heart attack, everybody. Okay. As we jump back in here, we find you. You're still in the tower, in the stratosphere. However, I think we find you all down on the lab section where Bruce is. I'm gonna kind of go around here. Talk to me a little bit. Any specific things that you want to mention about your character, about their current condition, about I don't know, just where they are. Now, I will say too, Kelsea, you are welcome to say that you are not here if you think Johnny sort of would have taken his time to do his own thing. But if this is like, you could easily jump back in at this point to carry on with everybody. So it's kind of up to you how you want to, attack the narrative of where Johnny is now.
Yeah, I think that Johnny, barefoot and freaked out, wanders back to the building that Ruby had talked about where she's living. Just like wandered back there, sort of like shooketh.
Yeah.
And comes inside shooketh.
Okay. Yeah. So you go back to Ruby's place.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool. I'll come back to you in a little bit then, Kelsea. Hollis, you had a thought, I think.
Yeah, man. I think I was riding the high of actually taking someone out without killing them there for a second. But I also through the comlink heard everything that Rogue was going through with Sinister, which mirrored what I went through with Fisk. So I've got this extreme concern and hyper awareness of her state of being, and I'm trying to really clue into her heart rate, just her entire vibe. I want her to be my focus in this scene.
Yeah. Like that. Elise, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think that this is the second time in one day that Daredevil has saved my life. And so it was hard enough for me to say thank you the first time. No, maybe it's not the second time, or maybe it's the third in the same couple of days. But anyway, yeah, she's kind of like, God, she doesn't know how to thank him, but also is kind of scared of having a close connection with somebody, I think, especially after coming here and realizing that Clint has quit and not really knowing where Yelena is back home. And yeah, it's kind of frightening to her, but also she knows she does feel great gratitude, but she doesn't quite know how to express that. Yeah.
Yeah. What about Bruce?
I think he's starting to lose it. I've got D10 emotional stress and the slash across my chest. And I'm just like, I can't get this fucking thing to turn back on. And I'm, I'm tuning everybody out, and I'm just trying to get things going with Logan's corpse.
Yeah. Which, by the way...
Speaking of which...
Speaking of corpses.
Well, okay, before I get to that, let's talk about Rebecca. Are you in the room with them, Rebecca, or do you think Rogue is sort of...
I think she's making her way there, but I think she's walking. She's kind of taking her time.
Okay.
And because she's got a lot cooking in her brain right now, and I don't know if Daredevil can sense her or not at this point, but if he can, her heart rate is alarmingly high. She is just one pinprick away from fucking losing it right now, because that whole Sinister effect in her head, she's really fucked up at the moment. So we're all doing great. We're all in good mental health places. This is great. Good teamwork. Good day.
Yeah, Rogue, I think I've even thought about putting a hand on your shoulder, but I can almost feel a buzz coming off of the person. Like, maybe not.
All of you are sort of startled by the sound of the hiss of the machine that this no longer skeleton, but now sort of fleshy humanoid figure is standing at. The just every sci-fi sound insert here as this machine is sort of like, it's almost like if this thing was meant to sort of keep him in stasis, it doesn't know what to do with the fact that he is now growing at a rapid rate back into not stasis, so it is sort of malfunctioning. And as you see within his veins that are like, the musculature is like on display here, and within his veins, like the sort of greenish color pumps through him, and as his hair and skin starts to grow back, you see a face that you recognize now. I mean, it's weird watching him sort of grow from what he was into this person at a rapid rate. Normally Logan, especially in his older age, which I mean none of you actually know about necessarily, but it takes him a while to actually heal back from something like this, especially from where he was at. It would have taken him weeks to fully regenerate. that whole time. But because of that, that gamma little cocktail you gave him there, it is just pumping. And with that, you see a very hairy, somewhat short Canadian standing before you. And I want to remind you, because this is not one of Sinister's genetic clone mutations, this is truly just Logan. He is somewhat aged. His hair is not black, it is gray with bits of white even in it. Let's just get a little sexy for a moment. The curly chest hair is silver in color. That hair on his forearms, that iconic Wolverine forearm. What is that? Forearm hair?
So iconic.
It's iconic. Listen. If you see Wolverine without arm hair, it's like, that's not Wolverine.
It's weird. Like seeing a shaved cat. You're just like,
And however, you don't, his claws are not out. They are not, visible at all right now. And because he's just rehealed, no scars, no wounds on him. But as he opens his eyes, I'm going to cut away to Kelsea. Johnny, you are in Ruby's camp site thing. And you're alone. There is no one here. There is no one you can even audibly hear around you. You are Johnny Storm for the first time. I don't know. You tell me when. There is not a single soul around you. You are the life of the party most of the time, and now you are completely isolated. How does that make Johnny feel?
It definitely does not feel pleasant, but it feels like an appropriate punishment for failure. So Johnny is experiencing that, like, what is that thing that's like going around the internet that's like the quietest place on earth or whatever, and you can hear your lungs and your heart beating,
Oh yeah.
and like that's how he feels. Like he can hear his bodily functions and is just like alone with himself and loathes himself. And the only time he is welcome to feel that way is when he's alone, which is why he never is. And so he's sort of literally and figuratively smoldering while just like sitting in a room by himself.
Holy. Wow.
After 10, 15, 20 minutes of this sort of solitude, you do hear footsteps ascending. This is a second floor apartment, and you hear footsteps ascending, and the door opens, and you see Ruby Summers there. Holy shit, there you are! Damn! We were looking for you. The others sent me to find you, but are you cool? Are you okay?
Yeah, of course I'm okay. Johnny fucking Storm. I just you know, I had to get out of there, and honestly, Storm sort of fucked me up there, but okay, fine now.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
what happened. She comes over to you, and she sort of awkwardly sits, like, on the couch. I don't know. I've been picturing you on the couch. I don't know if that's where you were. She sits
That
next
works.
to you. She says, you know, I was out here for a while on my own, and it fucking sucks.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, did we get him? Is it done?
Oh, fuck yeah. We got him.
Okay, then it's all worth it, right?
Yeah.
Like, we did it.
You know,
Um,
Johnny, I don't know you. I'm not gonna pretend I do. But it's okay to not be okay. I don't know.
I'll take that under advisement. Thank you.
Good. You should.
And then Johnny just like punches her and it goes, ow, fuck.
She punches you back and it hurts double. She says, yeah, so I don't know you. That's kind of weird. Like, you act like such a fucking big deal. And I don't even know who the fuck you are, dude. Do you want to, I don't know. She stands up and starts kind of walking towards the bedroom and she says, do you want to show me who you are?
Sure.
And we cut away from there. As,
No.
Johnny.
And then we fully acted out. What?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I think that this is honestly a really good place for Johnny. It feels like he doesn't open up to people and he wasn't really planning to. And he feels like he can with her because she's not weaker than him. And is really, really comfortable going into a situation where he can be the weaker one. And this is a very new feeling and he's excited about it.
Love that. Well, we jump from one naked body to another as we go back to Wolverine, who
Title of episode.
opens his eyes. Yeah, something along the lines of like, what, naked and
Naked and afraid. No.
Wolverine opens his eyes and just quietly takes in the room. Daredevil, you notice before the rest that his heart begins to pound. You also notice any of you who really choose to, but I think Daredevil before the rest of you, that this is not the way that his breathing is, the way that his sort of like, I don't know if pheromones is the correct term I'm looking for here, but something along the lines of the body, like the senses along his body that he's putting out are not that of a man, but of an animal. They are feral and extremely heightened right now in a defensive, you've got me cornered sort of way. And you can tell as he scopes out this room, he is looking at the best way to exit it. You have moments before he... Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I turn to the others and just kind of give them a stand down gesture. And very lightly say, good morning. How we doing? And I start slowly stepping towards him, my hand out, like palm down, like you'd approach a dog.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. And I just lightly say, I'm Matt. Slowly moving.
How close to him do you get?
Did we just hear your alter ego?
Oh.
Yeah, for sure.
Elise, that face.
I've been waiting to do it. I've been waiting. Yeah, it's Matt. John? What a boring name. No.
How dull.
I think I'm going to allow myself to get within a few feet of him, and I can roll for this if you want, man, but I don't perceive any like extreme threat.
Yeah, for the record, with this being a transition scene, I don't know if I'm gonna have you roll for any like sort of danger situations. Right. It's gonna be more of like a we'll just see how it goes. I guess we'll play it.
Well, then, then I want to get within a few feet of him for sure.
Yeah, and as you do so, he quickly just like head shifts towards you, and then takes a solid step in your direction to where he is like inches away from you, and just real close. You feel his like kind of hot breath, and he says, "I don't know you." And he kind of takes your hand on your chest and just kind of pushes you back. "I don't know any of you."
Not even me? Come on, Logan. Think deep.
He walks slowly towards you. Again, very animalistic, very kind of seeing.
Remember? Xavier? Jean Grey? Don't tell me it's been that long.
You say these names and you watch his eyes flicker with recognition and then drop just as quick. Rogue, I think you're familiar with, I mean, hell, you've just gone through it yourself. This sort of traumatic processing of information that your brain takes in all at once, right? And you can tell that as you say these names, it's like it's happening to him, where, you know, maybe he didn't remember what happened or how he got here or who you are, but as you say those names, it sort of floods back. But you recognize that as it floods back, it's almost like something's blocking him from fully recognizing those things. So it's like recognition and then not, and recognition and then not. And as you say the last thing there, he just stop. He starts backing up out of the room. Leave me alone.
We'll leave you alone, Wolverine. But we couldn't leave you here.
That's not my name.
All right. Just be free. Go where you want to go. We're not going to stop you.
Excuse me?
Be free?
We can't keep him against his will.
You know, that's something I've been wondering. Why on earth would you bring him back to life when we need his bones? We don't need the whole body. And I think for her, that sinister mindset is seeping in, and her skin is starting to go like white, and like her like lips going black, like she's starting to turn a little bit into him. Just a little bit.
He was still alive. I wasn't going to strip him for parts. But surely we can talk about this later.
As he's backing up to the door, Elise, Natasha's the last person in his line of exit before he just gets away.
I'm going to let him go. I'm going to say, Bruce is right.
You step aside, and he darts off into the dark hallway.
So we went through all of that for nothing.
I don't know. I mean, I think we still have access to a lot of stuff in this lab. Maybe we can salvage something.
We're never getting home, are we?
Start looking around. And I do.
Yeah, you look around. There's not a ton. There's a lot of chemicals. There is a lot of this sort of DNA processing equipment and that kind of thing. You know, to keep this very generic and comic booky, it's a bunch of science stuff that, you know, I think only would make sense to a scientist. Besides Bruce, does anybody else have a science specialty? Okay.
I have tech.
Oh.
Well,
You're not here.
You're using your tech in a different way right now.
I would like to think that I'm using vehicles on that one.
This episode is definitely rated R.
Yeah, bottom line is there's nothing here that you think is, you know, applicable to be used, you know, for what you're looking for as an adamantium substitute.
Okay. And I'll just turn to the team. I've got obviously something else is on Bruce's mind. I think it's clear to everybody. I'm gonna like make a motion to like minimize some display that I have up on the computer, and then I'm gonna say that was not the time for us to try to negotiate to keep a set of claws or pull bones off of his body. He'd have killed us, at least one of us. Don't you agree?
I think you're the only one that would know. So yes, I agree.
I think we've got some stuff that we can try to salvage. It's not going to be directly useful, like the adamantium would have been. But I have a couple leads on here, and I'd like, if that's okay, to just take a minute and try and follow up on some stuff. And then I gotta get a bandage on this motherfucker.
Yeah. So,
wait, are you hurt?
Yeah, I have like a huge slash across my chest.
Oh, that's right!
Unless there's anything, we can kind of like individualize this too, but we'll go ahead and jump into that hard transition scene moment here, a little montage-esque thing, where, you know, you all can now get some rest and step back stress. Johnny can go ahead and get rid of the lightning runs through it complication, and Rogue get rid of the telekinesis asset. And yeah, and the Weapon X Online. So that's all taken care of. So yeah, between the lab, the tower, all of that, and Ruby's apartment, and anywhere else in Sin City, is there any, like, last things anybody wants to do here? I'll remind you a couple loose ends still out there. We have Deadpool's head somewhere. We have I don't know where that ended up or what happens if somebody wants to take that.
It was under my arm as we were flying around.
Yeah.
I think I want to work on Deadpool's head.
How so?
I mean, it's in like a bell jar, right?
Yeah.
I want to make him a person again, so I want to get him out.
Okay. And how does Johnny go about doing that?
Well, he just opens it.
Okay.
And then like talks to...
Where are you doing this at? Let me ask you that.
Sometimes I think of Johnny as like a grubby little boy. You know what I mean? So I'd say that like Johnny's just like out on a walk and the head's there. And it's like yells at him.
So
you know?
So the head is just like on like a little bit of a raised like on the ground, but like some debris of cement and whatnot has crashed down, and he's just like sort of like a jar, not a jar, damn it, like sort of leaning awkwardly, just like, hey pal, little help over here, huh?
Okay, whoa, this is so fucked. Okay, can you grow back?
Nope.
Why?
I don't know. Plot thread?
Just like a narrative?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna try. Let's see. And I just start to open the jar thing. And I'm like, is this gonna hurt you? Are you good? Or like, where are we at?
Well, so okay, if we're gonna break this down, the jar sort of keeps me safe, I guess. But the growing back thing is a no-go. Sort of stunted growth at this point. Too many experiments, too much poking and prodding. I don't know if you saw old Cinny back there, but he had some regeneration going on, and he did not get that from Logan. Weirdly enough, that's for me. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Well, it did. It sucked a lot out of me personally, literally. And not in a good way, not in a sexy way, but
yeah,
in a dangerous way that took my body. My body's gone.
Okay, your body's gone. So we could. What are your hopes and dreams?
Boy, no one's asked me that. Hopes and dreams. I'd like to be a big league ball player.
Okay.
Maybe tour the world.
Sure.
Private jet setter. Mile High Club. You in?
Yeah, I'll give you a blowy on a plane.
See, I was gonna give you a blowy because I'm only a head.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll receive that.
Okay. Well, good talk.
No, I mean, for real though, do you want me to like send you somewhere or like get you out of your misery?
Never really thought about it. Do you know a
place? Or
just
you can just hang out with us? Honestly, I'm cool with whatever.
Hey, look. I spent I had to itch my nose real quick, but I couldn't because I don't have a hand. I spent I don't know, 20 years being best friends with a creepy old scientist, so anywhere's got to be better than here, right?
Sweet. So I just take him along.
Whee!
And I make a little backpack.
Okay.
No, I make
he's
him
your
like
baby
a
Yoda.
born. So he's like Crane. Is that his name?
Yeah, from Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles? Oh my god.
So any of us can wear him at any time, but he's always available.
No, I
This is
will
like
say
it's like a twisted Baby Yoda Mandalorian
Yeah.
Oh my
situation.
god.
if he's going to go on your adventure with you, you're gonna have to spend XP to make him a companion, which I think you have XP to do, maybe. So that's a possibility. I'm just saying that's gonna have to be the requirement.
Okay, well, we'll
Um,
start and see if he's fun or not. And if he's not, then he's going to stay with you.
Sure, yeah.
Trial run.
It's just
We'll see
nonstop
how-
pressure from me to
Yeah.
think of
Yeah.
jokes all the time.
Wait, no, I just flirted with him. I think that's fair to say.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you talked about giving him a blowjob, and he doesn't
That's
have
Yeah.
pretty flirty to
body.
me.
That's
Yeah.
not flirty. That's full on like coming on to something.
Yeah.
There
I've
are
been doing it
differences,
wrong.
believe it or not.
All right.
So,
So you take
so
him
yeah,
for now.
I did that, but I'm also just gonna keep him around for a little bit.
Sure.
We'll see.
We can decide,
TBD.
before the next session how you want
Yeah.
to handle that. This is going to be the end of a chapter. Once we finish this sort of Sin City saga, we will move on, and that'll be another opportunity for you guys to spend XP on upgrades and things like that. So that could be totally one of your upgrades. Rebecca.
I think that since since she got to step down a little bit, the mental stress,
Mhm.
so now it's at a 10.
The
I
emotional,
think,
yeah.
her emotions. I think after that kind of very weird sentence she said back inside about picking apart Logan, I think she's just gonna kind of go for a fly and maybe demolish some buildings, try to do some stress relief, just a little, she's just gonna go ham on some buildings and just level some stuff, because she's like, I gotta beat this negativity out of me. Like, she's just like, this ain't working, I gotta get this out. And
Yeah.
so she's gonna beat those, but also like she's kind of trying to see if she can find where Logan is, but mostly she's like, I gotta beat this sinister out of me, because like
Sure.
this is scary.
I love that.
That's also the most shooketh I've been since in the past 5 episodes. That's the first time I've ever gotten a bar. So
you just, the rest of you, with whatever it is you're doing, can just sort of hear the distant sort of rumbles of buildings collapsing, and just sort of the destruction of Sin City. Rogue, you get through maybe 4 of these, and you're just sort of, feeling good, just kind of releasing all of that energy and sort of whatever it is you're feeling. It doesn't matter, because you're just expelling it from your body either way.
mhm.
And coincidentally, that is when you see Logan off, just kind of running down a street, again, buck ass naked, but
Typical.
just running down the street. I mean, you see him.
Mhm.
It's up to you if you want to do anything.
I think she's just gonna get on the comms and say, I got eyes on Logan. Did you have a plan at all, Bruce, or was that just talk?
I mean, not particularly, but if we could get a tracker on him somehow, that might help us later. I've been giving it a little thought, and I think our best bet might be to keep tabs on where he is and see if we can, convince him of our cause once he's ready.
Well, I'd love to stick a tracker on him, but there's only like one place that can go, and I am not going near that.
His ass? Is that what you're talking about?
Bruce, you naughty boy. I was gonna
Hello?
say his hair.
Hello.
Hello?
This is this is Wade. I'm here. I heard something about needing to go up an ass.
Oh, fuck me.
Johnny gave me a comm. What's up?
Johnny!
I love it.
Hello. Is this thing on?
Someone mute this son of a bitch.
Johnny's like peeing and Deadpool is on the bed, like
Hello?
hanging out.
Justin,
We
is
have
there any
trackers?
way I could meet Rogue with a tracker?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're sort of in the vicinity, and she
Yeah.
kind of, she keeps eyes on Logan as he's sort of making his way out of the maze of a city.
Okay.
And yeah, you can totally sort of, she kind of leads you to where they're at. Yeah.
Right on. So as I see you, Rogue, and like we have our eyes on Logan, I'm gonna kind of stop you in your tracks. We can still see where he's going, right? He's still an eye shot for sure. And I say, listen, I'm not going to take too much of your time. I just want to make sure that you're all right.
It's not the first time I've had to deal with something like this. I've had some pretty gnarly things in my noggin, so I just need time.
In your noggin. I like the way you put that. Listen, I'm not going to keep you. I know we've got some very important things to do, and I'm not a teacher. I'm not even much of a leader, but I had a good teacher once, and he told me something that has been helping me since I dealt with something similar to what you're going through now with Fisk the other day. You got to face the enemies in your head, and they're just as real as if they were flesh and blood, and they can kill you. Now, you don't have to face this alone, but I just don't want you to shut down. Okay?
Just seemed a lot easier when Xavier was around. The sooner I get home, the better.
We'll get you home. We'll get us all home. And then, not really feeling like I've got much more sentimentality, Rogue, but with all the respect in my heart, I hand you the tracker, I close it in your palm, give you a squeeze, and say, this one's your journey. And I go back to meet Bruce.
I still don't know where to put this.
Put it in his hair as I fall off the building.
Love it. I wonder, would I be able to?
I think it's a type of tracker. I mean, these are, I don't know where you got this thing. I don't know. I mean, but I think it could be
Don't ask me.
the type of thing that you can just sort of.
It specifically says in the rules that if it's cool, make it work.
Yeah.
And I think that him
Yeah,
just
so
bringing it
it's
up
probably
as
like
well.
it's probably
I
like a
think it could
shield,
stick to his
like
skin.
pin. Yeah.
You know, you can just kind of stick it, you touch it, and it sort of adheres to the skin.
All right. She's gonna try to stealthily fly down over him, and she's gonna whack him upside the head, and put the tracker in his hair.
As you go to do that, I am actually gonna say make a roll for this one, just for
Damn
fun
it.
here.
Justin's a liar.
Justin doesn't want to have fun.
What? And it's more
No,
about
this
the
makes
fact that
sense.
this is
No, you're-
Logan.
Yeah, no,
You can't really sneak up on Logan.
I know he's a freaking monster of a killer.
But it's a good asset to create, though.
I'm gonna use covert, which
Nice.
doesn't change much on my roll. It's just a different name. That's gonna be your reflexes. Okay.
Justin, thanks for letting me have just a handy dandy tracker.
Handy dandy tracker.
Yeah, dude,
Oh, that
no.
ain't great.
I never.
We can find all kinds of stuff in dude's place.
For the record, never question if you guys can have that kind of stuff like that. Absolutely, like Kelsey said, like it's rule of cool. For the record, I was never questioning whether you should have a tracker or not. I was more trying to kind of describe what kind of tracker it would be in a post-apocalyptic world.
Oh, right. No internet.
Yeah. Well, not here. Not in the Savage Frontier.
It's
Mm.
radio.
There,
Oh,
yeah,
makes
they
sense.
do have the radio here. What'd you get, Rebecca?
A 12 with a D10.
Okay, well, that's good. That is a success. So
Nice. Nice.
So
I think how this happens though is that you reach out, and as you are just about to thwack him, he whips around, grabs your hand, and pulls you into towards the ground, and pins you on the ground. Now, as he pins you, you can easily kind of touch your finger to his skin and let the tracker go. So you've got the tracker on him. However, he sort of has pinned you down, and puts a hand, puts his hand here on your jaw, his fist, and he just says, I told you to leave me alone.
nothing gets past you, huh, Logan?
Those names. Who were they?
You're friends. Like me. I know it's been a long time. This isn't the first time this has happened to you, Logan. I know that for a fact. You've told me yourself. But I can help you. I may not have Xavier this time. But you still got friends.
No. No. He just stands up and kind of jogs off.
It's kind of funny. I think she's watching him run off and she's just like, that's the longest kiss I've had in a long time and the first time I've had a naked man over me in a while. It was a weird day. She's gonna fly back to the others.
Alright. Is there anything any of us wants to do?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we get an asset for that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Rebecca, what was your
D10?
It was D10?
D10.
Yeah, so call it whatever you want here. You're better at these than me.
Stray Logan.
Mm.
Great. I like it.
What do you call those pet tracker thingies that you put in dogs?
Chip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we could spend a plot point
Mhm.
to make this persistent.
Ooh.
We
I-
might
I-
need to, right?
I'll offer up a plot point. I have one.
Awesome. I was
Perfect.
hoping you did. Cool. So while that's all going on, I'll be holed up in Sinister's Tower for like, I don't know how much longer we're staying here,
That's
maybe a couple
right.
days.
Mhm.
It's up to you.
I have this wonderful array of genetic specimens laid out before me, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, he basically, as you sort of like rifle through the entirety of the lab and the tower and everything, it seems like he had like machines that would essentially construct new clones whenever he needed them to. There aren't any currently made. I mean, over the next few days, you can totally make some if you want. I'm sure you can figure it out. But he basically just had all of the... He has, like, rows and rows of materials in a lab of samples of like, cloned samples of cloned samples of cloned samples that he could make, 12 Scott Summers if he wanted to, or something like that, so yeah, that's basically what you find. So you can kind of make, I mean, yeah, you can play mad scientist here. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I think Bruce is in a dark place. He's got a lot of emotional stress, and he's very concerned that if he transforms again, he's not coming back. And so what I'd like to do is set up a kind of genetic model, splicing multiple mutant genes together, including maybe some of Logan, in order to balance, counteract, and potentially, maybe even more, it would be like a Mystique. And how about there's a mutant leech
Yeah,
who blocks powers.
yeah.
So I think I want to like genetically tie my Hulk irradiated part to some mutant genes and then block them. And essentially what I'm going to try and do is step up my Hulkbuster button past a D12 and shut down my Hulk power for permanencies, at least for the near future.
Yeah. Bravo.
This is my 10 XP. This is my 10 XP. If I try to essentially
Oh my god.
I can't tell you how excited this makes me.
Okay, great. So I've assembled a pool. I'm including the Hulkbuster button asset. Is that cool?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
This is just
All
against
right.
the Doom Pool, which
Yeah, I guess so. Here goes nothing. Woo, Nelly!
I rolled a 1.
Okay. Okay, I rolled an 18.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Wow. I
Yeah,
rolled
Christmas.
10, 8, 8, 7. 3. So the total opposite of the rest of these rolls I've been making. Okay, so Bruce is doing this alone if he can. He doesn't want anyone to give him feedback.
No, I mean, I think you stay in that tower long enough and people just sort of doing their own thing, leave it alone.
Strap myself into what is like poetically a mirror of the machine that first... in this version, we'll say it was like a machine rather than the bomb.
The bomb,
gamma
yeah,
bomb.
I got you. Sure.
And I'll like hit the engage button and lean back as this like machinery and the needles kind of drape over me and then start infusing me. And okay, so I am going to shut down my Hulk power set for at least the next act. We'll see.
Wow.
And then I'm going to be spending that 10 XP to do a little more research on the Mandarin rings.
Yeah,
wow.
Let's see if I can
baby.
activate some Mandarin rings. Okay, that's it for
exciting.
me. So I'll like come out of the tower, and I look, I don't know, just emotionally different. Like there's a different energy, skip in his step, and I'll come up and put a hand on Natasha's shoulder and say, hey, I want to talk to you for a second, if it's okay.
Sure.
Just in the way that you were responding back when we were dealing with Logan, you sounded like I don't know, I couldn't get a read on how you were feeling about the situation. I wanted to check that we're okay.
I don't know much about transforming into someone else, but I do know a thing or two about brainwashing. And I know what it feels like not to be yourself.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well,
you're right.
I appreciate that. That means a lot. You know, I think I don't always feel with this group like everyone's on my side, but it's nice to have an old friend.
I got your back.
Well, anyway, I cured the Hulk, but
wait, hold on. Natasha's not taken aback by much, but she has to go back. You cured the Hulk?
I don't know. I think for at least a little while. I've got some pretty powerful dampeners put down, and I don't know if it's reversible. But I was scared, and I needed to do something about it. So for now, you all get me. Hopefully that's enough.
That's more than enough. And if the others don't understand, they can talk to me.
Oh yeah, I'll get like a little water in the eye and just give you a hug if that's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
We're gonna get through this.
Natasha knows how much that means to him. I mean, I don't think that Natasha believes that anyone should do anything they don't want to do. So.
Rock on.
I love that. Anybody else have a beat that they want to?
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to go up to Daredevil at some point casually. We just might be near each other. I'll say something like, "You got a crush on me, Murdoch?"
I don't know. It seemed like you and the scientists were getting pretty cozy. Is there any room for me?
You seem to be pretty focused on me in battle.
You're a worthy distraction. I don't know. I'm like looking at the floor or the ground, right? Kicking not gravel, but just puffs of sand.
And puffs of sand.
Yeah.
Listen, I can handle myself. If you get too involved, you're gonna get hurt.
That sounds like a threat.
It's a promise. And I walk away.
Whoa.
It's a spicy episode.
Real quick, can I walk over to Bruce, put my hand on his shoulder, kind of giggle and say, "Sorry, man." But no, not about Black Widow, but about how I treated him. I think this little bout of flirtation kind of made me like level out, and I'm like, oh, I was such a dick. I'll say that. Banner, I was such a dick. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Matt.
Right.
No, really, it was a tense situation. I think I was pretty worried about someone not walking out of that room.
Wait, who's Matt?
Johnny just woke up from like post-sex nap.
He's smoking a cigarette.
I'm still kind of
Johnny,
getting
I
what
swear.
just happened, and I just shake your hand, Johnny, like right here.
For what it's worth, Daredevil, I think we don't have a clear leader of this team yet, but you seem to have your head in the right space. You've done one or two pretty crucial things, and just want you all to know that I'm feeling good about this. I appreciate you. It's been a while since I felt this open and ready, and I think we're gonna kick some ass.
And you say this as Rogue, you walk in this conversation as well. You're all back at Ruby's apartment for this, and as she says, as you say that, Bruce, I think Ruby chimes in, and so you liberate Fisk Lake City. You come down here. You take out this monster. I mean, are you... what exactly are you, where are you going next, I guess?
Shoot, that's a great question.
That's a great
That's a good
question.
question.
She kind of like leans back. She says,
Well, no, we've got similar goals. And I think I want to be the first to say we'd love for you to come with us. But one thing that we're trying... What?
Nothing.
Oh, you don't want to say the world. I thought you cared about saving the world. I guess. No, I was wrong, and I made assumptions, and I'm sorry about that.
Johnny,
Another point for flirting.
I've seen that look before. Johnny?
says, maybe we can talk about that later. Okay.
Okay. So anyway, what we're doing next is going to another place, getting some stuff from a person.
We've got the tracker on Logan. We can always come back for him at any time. We've also got the adamantium option and Ultron. Where do we go?
Well, next closest place would be the hotbed in the Hulklands.
Oh, sorry to interrupt again. You don't go to the hotbed. That's not a good place.
What have you heard?
It's a big canyon, like a really big canyon, and it's the radioactive waste that comes from Fallout. They basically moved it all there, and it's like shit grows there that should not be on this planet. You know what I mean? It's a bad scene.
For what we need from there, we can also get from AIM Island, from the PIM Industries compound. Is that better or worse?
Ain't that underwater?
That's underwater.
Wait, what do you? She says, "Give me that, And like she takes like your map from you, and like looks at like the list of like where
PIM particles.
Lunella wrote everything out, and she says, "Okay, oh okay, I see what you're saying. PIM particles, AIM Island or Ground Zero. Okay."
I think what we heard was that AIM Island, most of San Francisco is underwater, but AIM Island is the part that's still.
Oh, it's like an island.
That's right.
Above,
yeah. It's.
Hence the name. No, that makes sense now that we're saying it out loud. Yeah.
I've never been out there. I can't say for certain, but it's not exactly. It doesn't have the best reputation. We used to have a resistance, not base, but sort of like, troop out there. They ended up getting reassigned to other places just because it was a little too dicey. Yeah.
I mean-
So there's that. Ground Zero is dangerous. I mean, the whole place, if you stay down there for more than a couple weeks, you're going to probably grow like a third limb or something. It's pretty radioactive.
To join the
I
only
mean-
2 limbs I have currently. Yeah.
Okay. Settle down, Tiger. The
Tiger.
the Hulklands are currently in the midst of a, I don't know, a turf war, I guess.
Between who?
I don't know. I can't keep track of all the Hulks down there. It's some Hulks against some other Hulks.
I
No
mean,
offense.
where better to go than with another Hulk? We have a Hulk.
You got the best one. Right?
Well, about that, there's been some changes, guys, and the Hulk's gonna be out of the picture for a little while.
What do you mean?
I feel like you're like, my dad is divorcing my mom. Like,
The-
this is weird.
Like
The big
Like
guy's
he-
taking a break.
you're abstaining, or
No, you remember that dampener we made?
Mhm.
uh-huh.
I kind of beefed it up a little bit. Things were getting dicey. I wasn't in a good place, still recovering from that, but I don't think I could have afforded one more transformation. I'm sorry
So
if
you
that
made-
leaves us open a little bit.
You made a cure?
You could call it that. I don't know how long it'll last, though.
Wait, how many more dampeners can you make?
I mean, with the materials we've got in that tower, a lot.
What if we went to the Hulklands and dampened us up some Hulks?
A little catch and release.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
It sounds like this Earth has a little bit of a Hulk problem, so yeah,
It's not a bad idea.
a culling.
I don't know. Messing around with sinister stuff. I had that guy knocking around in my noggin, and there is nothing good about him that could come out of that. And
Yeah, I gotta
Ruth?
agree. As soon as you guys left, I was gonna blow that building up. I swear to God. And then I was gonna head back to Fisk Lake City after that. And she kind of looks at you, Johnny, like,
oh my god. I mean, Bruce, with all the love and respect in the world for you, playing mad scientist with your genetics doesn't usually add up to great. I mean, you already know that, but I'm just saying, Hank
Yeah,
McCoy wasn't always blue and furry.
The cat's kind of out of the bag for me anyway.
And just be careful. Don't want to go fiddling around with something you can't fix.
We'll see how it works out. I mean, if we could avoid destroying that tower, give it a little bit of time, maybe venture over to AIM Island, see how I do, and if things seem stable, it does seem like a good solution for the Hulk problems.
Trying to clue into your heartbeat, Bruce, and it seems calm, collected, and I don't know, very human. So I say, we trust you. You just keep an eye on yourself. We'll do the same.
Yeah.
Daredevil, as you're sort of hearing that out, you can tell just from her reaction, Ruby hates the idea of leaving that tower up. But she doesn't say anything.
Could we collect some stuff? And no, we need the infrastructure in order to do it.
Do we really need it that much? I mean,
Well, what maybe I can make some prototypes and we load up some hidden
Just in case.
stash in case we need them later. But
Yeah.
but I can do it now. Just give me maybe 3 more days. I can knock out a line of dampeners and see if they come in usefully later.
Yeah, I think 3 days sounds like a good. Could spend 3 more days here.
3 days.
I'm sorry, Ruby. I just don't see another option.
Winks at Ruby.
Ruby, she sees your wink and she's sort of just like, okay, all right. And then it's not like she's not into it. She's just sort of focused on something else. And then now she's kind of like, okay,
Mhm.
let the adults
Down,
are
boy.
talking. you
Let the
know?
grown-ups talk.
Yeah. She says, do what you want with it, but I'm not leaving it. When you leave, I'm not sticking around to protect it. And therefore, nobody would be protecting it, and I can't have that. So
Okay,
it will
that's
be
fair.
destroyed when you leave.
You know, I guess 3 days would be enough time to, for Logan to get his head together a little bit more. Maybe we have a better chance of reasoning with him. So, I guess I'll be babysitting the buck naked boy.
Sitting the naked boy. All right. So, back into a montage. Days go by. And I mean, we can say that some of this stuff has maybe happened throughout those days as well. But let's see. Graham, what exactly is there anything we need to like figure out here, or are you just hoping
it's up to how you it's up to how you want to represent it. Maybe I don't know if you want me to like roll once more to see if I can get another asset.
Right.
It's up to you.
So the goal here is to get materials that you could perhaps dampen other holds, essentially.
Like I mean, so whether it's like a collar or a tag that we put on people or a gun that we shoot with like a
right.
I
feel like
Forge made one of those once for mutants.
Yeah.
With the way that this, so it's all genetic, right? Like that's how you did it, was you genetically like altered your DNA essentially. So I like the idea of it being some sort of gun, but it's more like an injection system.
Well, and I would think too that let's work on this together, and I'll create the gun part and you create the thing that's doing it. So
I like that.
Yeah, that way I've got the vehicle and you've got the actual item, and then that way we can sort of invest in this as a team.
That's great.
Sweet. So what do you think, Justin? You want us to roll and create an asset?
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's see how we do.
All right. I'll roll mine, and then Kelsey, you want to roll your...
I think,
should we...
Let's say, this is interesting.
Maybe whoever goes first can create the asset, and the other person can bump it up, maybe?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll start, if that's okay.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Because you're basically creating the, what am I trying to say here? You're making the sausage, and she's making the casing that it's gonna go in.
Ooh,
it's not a good example, but I was trying to explain sausage, how sausage is made. That's what was in my head. So just
Okay, I rolled a 1.
Odd.
Okay.
And my total's a 10. Unless you want to use that opportunity or that hitch.
I will. Sure, why not?
Okay. Well, it doesn't make a difference actually, because I only have 3 dice left after the 1. So it's a 10.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. Well, I got an 18.
Yeah. Okay. So I just can't get it to work. I can't figure out how to get it small enough and like to get like 1 point of injection, like a gun or a needle would need to be.
Right.
I would like to counter, and I have another idea of how I can counter, because I rolled a 20.
Yeah.
And would like to say, because I used a plot point to add an extra die for my tech specialty.
Okay.
And I'd like to say that he's working hard on that. And I'm just to the point where I'm like, this one will just like kill him. So like something that could actually like cut through a Hulk and like incapacitate them. So even if it's not doing exactly what the intention was, I'm going to counter with that concept if that's possible.
Yeah, I love it. Let me roll just to see if I beat your 20 somehow.
A
Okay.
genetic meltdown? That's brutal.
Wow, I got another 18, but it's
Okay.
not enough. So, yeah, you basically create with the wild, technology available to you inside of this tower.
Mm.
I think, Johnny, as you're doing it, it's sort of, takes you back a little bit just to,
Mhm.
you almost hear like Reed's voice over your shoulder a little bit, like, now watch the levels there, kind of
Mhm.
guiding
And
your
also
hand a
thinking
bit.
about like, I also want to sort of channel Doctor Doom a little bit too, with just like, I've been influenced by a lot of very brilliant people and have gotten to work with them, and so like thinking about like WWDD, what would Doom do, and like how can I take this from being like Mystery Men, what is it, like non-lethal, to not that. And
Yeah.
so that was my goal.
Amazing. Yeah, so you create this device that is essentially a gun. It works like one, essentially. How big do you think it is?
I was thinking it's comically small just because that's funny.
That's great. Very
Like the little one
ultimate-
from Men in Black.
Black,
very
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
gives
ultimate
yeah.
nullifier shape, just like very tiny. Cool.
And I want to
so
call it the Hulk Smasher.
what's your effect die?
My effect die, unfortunately, is a D8.
A D8. Okay, cool. So, do you want to spend a plot point to
Yeah,
give yourself
Make
this
it a 10.
persistently?
yeah.
Oh, so yeah. So it would be, you could spend a plot point to bump it up. You could
Uh-huh.
spend a plot point to make it persistent, and or you could
Oh.
spend a plot point to make it shareable between us.
Ooh, I want to make it persistent. I think that's more important at this point.
Yeah. So a D8 Hulk
Got it.
Hulk Smasher, is that what you said?
D8 Hulk Smasher.
Cool. All right. Nice job. So we spent a lot of time here. Is there any other things, Rebecca? You mentioned keeping an eye on Logan. Are you wanting to pursue that at all, or are you just that's sort of a background thing for you?
Yeah, she's just she's keep giving him his distance. I mean, like we joked about it earlier, but it's very much like a stray animal sort of situation where like she's leaving him food nearby where he can see it. She's like maybe like dropping off some sweatpants or something, like giving him supplies but giving him his space, but staying close enough that he can see her. And she's kind of just waiting and hoping that the memories will start clicking back or he'll express
Sure.
interest, but she's not going to approach him. She's just watching from a distance. And I think she's kind of taking that personal time to also collect herself and maybe use some personal meditation tricks that maybe Xavier taught her to kind of bring that threshold down some more to level herself out and just process all that.
Sure. Yeah, I'm tempted to say, since you guys are spending so much time here, it's been like a
Yes.
full week. I
Yeah.
almost want to say you could step back your stress one more. I don't know if that's how the game works.
There might be a thing where at the end of the act,
Yeah.
Okay.
Stress-
So that we'll
stress
hit
goes
there. So
away.
then we'll hit there soon. Oh,
Yeah.
it goes away anyway at the end of the act. Okay.
I think
Yeah.
it might.
So then we won't have to deal with it anyway.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter. Cool. So let me ask you this, guys. Your stay in Sin City has come to an end. Are you heading? You talked about Aim Island. You talked about the Hulk lands and Ground Zero. You now have a Hulk Smasher, which can hurt and just like completely cut through Hulks, which is great. Where do you think you head?
I think we said aim, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Aim. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Before we leave, Rogue's going to like leave like the last bit of food and a note for Logan with like a really kind of crudely drawn map to Kingpin Lake, what is it?
Fisk.
Fisk Lake, there it is.
Fisk Lake.
To Fisk Lake of like, because no one's gonna be here once we leave. And so just like here's an idea of where to go if you want some friends. or something.
Okay.
Because he probably has not clicked yet.
Sure.
So.
Sure. All right. Well, let's, as you move out of Sin City, start to sort of head out with your horses.
Our horses.
I will sort of leave it kind of up in the air whether Ruby or Deadpool's coming with you, depending on how you guys spend your points and whatnot, if you want companions and all that. So I won't say any goodbyes officially right now. We can sort of discuss that later, but I will say, unless convinced otherwise, Ruby plans to go back to Fisk Lake City, and will take Deadpool's head with her, I guess, unless otherwise noted. So we'll talk about that at the beginning of the next session. But as you head out to Aim Island, let's see. Go ahead and, if you would, make me... Let's see. I know I had Rebecca do it once, and I think I had Graham do it another time. Can I have... let's say... Kelsea, roll me a d4, please. 2. All right.
I couldn't find where my cursor was.
All right. Give me a sec. Oh.
Hate that.
Okay. As you head west out of Sin City, you see a it's like a broken, it looks like quite an old and sort of worn down billboard. So you're like, I picture you on horses, sort of like on sort of like the highway, exiting into like the sunset essentially, and it's almost silhouetted by the sun behind it, but there is a billboard, and as you approach, you see there is a body sort of pinned to it, bleeding down. You notice that. You also notice the billboard itself, and both upset you. The body looks like a I think Rogue maybe recognizes, maybe Hulk as well. It's a humongous sort of figure, and it's like how they got this figure like stuck on this billboard. It would have taken a lot of strength, honestly, but it like chalk white with sort of red broken pieces of armor, and this sort of like blonde dirty hair kind of hanging down. You recognize the villain Omega Red is just dead and hanging as like a display, essentially. That is scary, but I think what is more alarming is that behind that and through the blood, you can see the sort of broken up image of what the billboard once was. And you see, in a sort of like very 1940s, 1950s, like sort of comic book poppy art style, you see a what was probably meant to be a very like positive image, and it says "Fighting for Your Future," and then it says and then you see pictures, like images of people, you see a figure that honestly is super recognizable, the Juggernaut, with his red maroon-ish, except it's a much more bright red suit, and he's sort of got a fist up, and he looks very heroic. And above his head, you see in poppy letters, it says, Crimson Cannonball. And behind him, you see, standing with a shield, on their arm, they're a little unrecognizable, to be honest, because of the suit they're wearing. It's a little different than you might know. But I'll just say, for the sake of this sort of thing, Widow especially would recognize the sort of physique of Taskmaster, but it says instead Sergeant Victory over his sort of like pose. Now Daredevil can't obviously see any of this, but
Deadpool's whispering all the details in my ear.
And then, yeah, imagine all of this, but filtered through Deadpool.
Elise.
Yeah, sure.
And then, next to that, you see a charming smile, somewhat like just too polished, holding a playing card in his hand, almost like a David Blaine magician.
Yes.
Or not David Blaine, but
Chris Angel.
yeah, like a Chris Angel, and just kind of looking out.
Yes.
And you see it says The Ringer, but clearly Bullseye. Next to that, you see a sort of furry creature who looks like, out of all of them, sort of the least heroic, but sort of like ferocious and has like claws out and everything, and just kind of like, Arr. And it says Lionheart above his head, but without a doubt, this is Sabretooth. Over in the corner, or sort of like in the top corner, you see red, sort of a reddish tint. Not a smile, just a sort of solemn, like almost like presidential, like I'm fighting for you. Like he's the one almost saying fighting for your future. Finger out. You recognize the face of Norman Osborn, but it's twisted a little bit. There's a little bit of a red and black, and there's almost like a crown, like physique, or not physique. What am I trying to say? A crown.
Visage.
Yeah, on his head. But it's sort of made up of like red and black tendrils, almost symbiotic in a way.
No!
No.
Why did we go here?
And it says,
No.
the Goblin King,
Hey,
and up.
it's David Bowie.
Sort of the center, and sort of the center of it all, it says, like fighting for your future, and in the center it says the Supreme Six.
Oh my god.
And you sort of, your heart drops a little bit as you see this as sort of like this propaganda that is being sold here. But also, I think, Widow, you're probably the one who notices that's only 5. That's only 5 people. And as the sun's kind of shift your angle to be able to see in the corner, almost hidden by some of the worn down nature of this billboard, it's hard to see, but there is a 6th member, and they are wearing all white, and they have a slender figure, and no mask, just a beautiful face, of Yelena Belova,
Yes, I knew
And
it.
Ah!
White Widow.
Ooh!
Wow.
The bad guys won, guys.
This makes about as much sense as tits on a bull. What the hell is that supposed to be?
XP.
XP?
Well, honestly, it sort of seems like people aren't buying it. Like they put what's his face, Omega Red up there, and like it almost seems like somebody's trying to make an example. So that billboard is totally fucked, but like
I mean, Omega
maybe
Red.
people are turning around.
Omega Red is also a bad guy. I mean, trust me, he
Yeah.
ain't no sugar cookie. He's just why. I had it with this place. She's just gonna urge her horse forward.
You kick your horse forward as the rest of you follow into the sunset. All of you sort of confused, maybe worried. I think Black Widow, maybe most of all.
Oh yeah, I think I'm at the back. I think I'm just stunned.
In stunned, we find you as we exit this episode before we jump in next week. So,
Whew.
yeah, that's
I'm
great.
just talking
guys.
to Deadpool, and I'm like, I'm glad I have no personal connections. This is fire.
Oh,
my
that's good. I
goodness.
like that.
Man,
Cool, guys. Well,
bad team.
I am just so very excited for where this is going, and
Wow.
I am just in love with all the choices you're making. This is, I mean, what did I say? This is episode 5, right? So we're not even halfway done, and I feel like we've got through a good amount here. We got through a lot, so unfortunately, no materials, no items checked off your list quite yet, but you've like freed 2 cities, so that's good.
Yay!
could
We're
call
never getting home.
Sin City a city. I guess it was really just a deserted land. Anyway. All right, guys. Well, we'll be here again next week. Same time. So thanks for watching. And in the meantime, join the Discord. Come chat with us. Hang out. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.